Hey, what is up, guys? Pine About Beer Reviews back here again with you today for another one. And this one that I have here today is one that I'm really surprised I have not done yet. I looked on my channel and I was sure I've done it. At least the canned version, the O2 version, the widget version, but not at all. The only one that I've done is their blonde. Um, and and guys, this is like my talking about stouts. This is like the stout for me, and that is the Guinness Extra Stout. American stouts are good. The sweet coffee stouts are good. There's other dry Irish style stouts, like Murphy's and stuff like that. All stouts. Most of the stouts I've had, I've really liked. I really do like the stout style of beer and ale and all that kind of stuff. But the Guinness Extra Stout is like number one. If I were ever to have to whittle everything down to one stout I could continue to drink, only have for the rest of my life, even including the canned Guinness, the lighter one with the widget and everything that you get in it to kind of simulate that fresh from the tap, creamy mouthfeel kind of thing like you get when you go to a pub in Dublin or something like that in Ireland. Even including that, it's always going to be the extra stout from Guinness for me. I'm surprised I have not done it yet. Gets 3.6, 3 on Untappd, which I think is criminally underrated. It is usually it's 5%. This one I've noticed says I like the new bottles they've gone with now too. The shorter, stubbier kind of early kind of 1900s, late 1800s looking style for the bottle. This one is 5.6% alcohol by volume, as you can see. Usually it is 5%, I believe. So they could, I guess they switch this up every now and then with that sort of with the ABV. This batch, I guess, just ends up being 5.6, a little stronger than usual. I don't know. Someone in the comments might kind of know more about that than me, but I usually remember it being around 5% for the extra stout. Around 4.4, 4.3% for the regular draft Guinness. Could be wrong on both counts, but anyway, let's go ahead and get it cracked open and pour it into this glass, which is a gift I got for Christmas from a relative of mine that knows that I like the History Channel TV show Vikings on that particular channel. Comes a little like stand, little leather strap, really nice little drinking glass. So I bet you can guess what I'm about to do after this beer review. I also got this book with it, The Age of Vikings by Anders Winroth. Really good book, historical kind of book that just sort of tells all of the historical facts and everything about Vikings. No, they didn't wear horned helmets, all that kind of stuff. They were savage, they were brutal, but at the same time they had their own very unique high culture that a lot of people kind of they always talk over those really important points about the Norsemen, which they were actually referred to as in that time period, the Dark Ages. So really good book. I definitely recommend checking it out if you're into historical books, that kind of thing. If you're a bit of a history geek like I am. Looks like it's going to build a very nice head and this long, uniquely shaped horn of a glass. Really like this drinking glass. It's really fun to drink out of. So with that, as you can see in this particular glass, usually it's a solid head. I usually get it not regular kind of pub glass. Usually get it about 3 fingers of head. This one's going to give you a full. With my long, slender fingers, this one's going to be more of like a 7-finger head in this, which helps with all the aroma that's going to come out of this. The color is dark, but it is not completely black or anything, as the camera here, you can see it a little bit here on the bottom. A little bit of lots of ruby red actually coming through the actual body of this particular beer. You can kind of, it's dark, so you can't make out everything through it, but you can see through it. It's fairly clear. It's not crazy clear, nothing like that, but it is fairly clear. The head is nice, very nice, soft, pillowy head, as you can see. Really sticks to the glass, really solid, almost kind of like a cake batter, pancake batter consistency of a head appearance, I should say. It's you know, you can't make pancakes with it, but it looks like you could. And it's just like a beige sort of tan sort of appearance and color. Yeah, it really sticks to the glass very well. Doesn't really go anywhere, as you can see. Very heavy head on this one. So let's go ahead and go for the aroma. I've had it sitting out here, been fooling with my computer for a bit before I started this up, so should have some aromas coming out of it by now. And they are dark, roasty. As the 6-pack, I don't have the actual carton with me, but it says it is bottled bittersweet in bold, and bittersweet is definitely what you get on the nose with this. A very full bittersweet roasted malt flavor with some molasses and maybe like some dark chocolate, you know, baking, dark chocolate, dark baking chocolate. Some stone fruits, you know, maybe not stone fruits, figs, dates, those sort of dark dried fruits. And that sort of just nice, sweet, sort of kind of sorghum, molasses kind of aroma to it. Let's go ahead and go into the flavor on this one. Flavor carries right through with that. A good sort of sweet middle of, again, that sort of molasses kind of flavor. Sort of brown leather kind of flavor. Roasted dark malts, definitely a lot of that. A good bold hit of that, those roasted dark malts. It's sweeter. It's going to be sweeter than your regular Guinness Draft. That one's a lot drier, a lot lighter in flavor. This one has a bit more of a maltier backbone to it. Getting almost kind of like the you know, not really so much coffee, but just sort of that roastiness that coffee sort of leaves. You know, after you've brewed, you know, a cup of coffee or something like that, brewed a pot of coffee. That sort of just roasty sort of essence of it. You know, with the smell of like the filter and especially like whole bean coffee. That sort of you know, if you were to imagine like sort of like a straw sack kind of thing that just holds coffee beans in it, that kind of flavor essence, not the flavor itself, but just the essence, what you would think that flavor would kind of be like. Not a whole lot of bitterness to it. It's largely the only kind of bitterness you are getting is from those roasty malts. It's a very malty stout. But still dry. It's not like your regular coffee stout or anything. It's got that sort of lactose, sort of milk and sugar kind of sweetness to it. As good as those coffee stouts are in their own right, but this one is just a more. It has just a much more just sort of rustic kind of quality to it, other than other you know, kind of stouts, especially American stouts. It has this very just sort of straightforward, yet at the same time complex sort of kind of character profile with it. The mouthfeel is not too heavy. It's actually fairly medium. It's not like you know, a winter warmer kind of heavy or anything like that. It's still drinkable. Now, is it unfiltered or anything like that? I don't believe so, but I don't believe it's completely filtered either. I believe that it does have some. It's a slightly filtered stout. No particles in it per se, but I don't believe that it is a, you know, commercially filtered type of stout like you have Budweiser and stuff like that. really good stout to really kind of just savor with the amount of flavors that's in it. It's one of my just all-time favorites in terms of beer in general. And past few years, it's really grown on me as I've given it more chances and more opportunities to kind of sit with. So definitely recommend checking it out. For me, it's an A plus, excellent stout that I would highly recommend to anybody. And glad I finally gotten it on here as a review on the channel. So definitely recommend checking it out in the new stubby kind of old world kind of style bottles here, the Guinness Extra Stout. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching.